Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the channel, comadres. If you're new here, my name is Diana. We are out getting ready to let the chickens out and feed the goats. Are we hungry? At this point, it's not a surprise anymore. Stop fighting me. Over the weekend we did get these peony roots in, and as you can see they're doing really good. So if you want to give a shot at the value packs that you see at Costco, I would definitely recommend because they look really healthy. I'm excited to see those grow. I went outside to feed the animals and check on things out there, and I come back in and there's kids yelling, meltdowns, and I'm like, all right, comadres, we are now in March. I'm really excited. Things that I started in February are growing pretty well. Here's a couple things that I've noticed. One, I have noticed some mold. More specifically on the ones that I seed blocked versus the ones that are in cells. I have noticed a little bit of mold in the ones in cells, and so I'm kind of paying attention to that. I need to do a little bit more research and figure out why that is. I'm wondering am I overwatering, and then with the dome over it, it's just too much, which wouldn't be the case with the soil blocks because the soil blocks have no dome. I also noticed that with the soil blocks I have to water more often because they dry out, but I am noticing that there's mold on those. I also noticed that last year, so this is like 2 years going into that, and I'm trying to figure out why. I switched soil from Neospoma. I ordered 2-3 bags of that, so everything that I have on the shelves right now is that. I bought some soil from Target, which is the organic potting mix from there. Root something, I'll link it because I already opened it. And then I also got organic soil from Lowe's, as well as organic manure. Just trying out some different things. I am waiting on one more order from Floret Flower Farm, which is the golden hour zinnias. That was the last one, and I said I'm not buying anymore. And I feel super satisfied with what I ordered from them this year. I obviously am going, and part of my intention with growing their seeds as well is to save some for the next year. I'd love to be able to give some seeds away. I'd love to continue to grow those over and over. And so even though, and I've said this before, even though I felt like their seeds cost more, I look at it as more of like an investment into my garden, and the fact that I love those colors. So that works out beautifully for me. I have ordered the grow lights that I originally wanted. They were on sale on Amazon for, I don't even remember what % off, but they were $99 and they were down to $55. So I said, got it, let's go. I didn't really want to spend any more money on growing, but I did it anyways because I figured it's an investment into it, and I still have a lot more left to grow. So I said, you know what, let's just go for it. We'll buy one more rack and we'll buy the lights. So I did that. I do really like the clip-on lights that I showed you guys, I think in the last vlog. Those are working really well. It's nice because they're adjustable. You can lower them, you can lift them up, whichever. They have little timers on there for however long you want to set them. So what I'm doing with my lights right now is 12 hours on, and then whenever they shut off, and that's it. That seems to be working really well. I have celosia growing, all my flowers, everything is growing really well. The sweet peas I transplanted over into the red cups, as you guys saw, because they're getting really tall and they were just kind of starting to flop over. So I moved them over into the red cups. I had seen a reel on, or excuse me, a TikTok of somebody saying how they start their tomatoes in just like a, you can grow them in like a dish, or you can start them in cells even, and then transfer them into one of the red cups. And as it starts to grow, just keep adding soil to it, because you want to have a good amount of the tomato plant covered anyway. So I was like, that's brilliant. I already had red cups, good to go. I feel like a real farmer growing my seeds in those red cups. Something about that just feels very like practical, very like hands in the dirt, which is funny for me because I tend to be somebody that like, I want all the same materials. I want all this, like, I just want it to all like be a certain way of like really well organized. And so I found it really funny that I was really leaning into the red cups. So behind me I have the rack that I got. This is actually an outdoor rack. It's not even like a proper seed growing rack, but it was on sale and I figured, whatever, let's just go for it. It's on sale, it's gonna do the job. Pretty sturdy. So the rule is always righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So the way that you're going is right, so clockwise too. When you look at the clock, goes like this, right?
So we always go right.
Yes, or clockwise is always going to tighten it.
But left is untightening.
Correct. So these are definitely a little bit more narrow than I was hoping for, but these will work pretty good for the green trays that I have for the ones I've soil blocked. The bottom ones will work better for the cells. All right, so that took less than half the time, thanks to Ollie's help. I know that this doesn't look like much. It's not, but the shelf cost me $35 compared to $75, $125. And you guys also have to factor in that I'm not full-scale farming here. I'm not. We have 1.5 acres of property, most of which is backyard, front yard, the house, the animals. The side yard of the property is where I grow our in our garden, so that's like what I'm preparing for. So Casey's out here seeding and putting straw down in all this area here, which is where all the dogs come in and out, which is just chaos. So our strategy last year was to put this hog panel up here to kind of guide the dogs through, which semi-worked.
It worked because we've gotten a lot more growth through here than we would have.
Yeah.
But there's so many of them, and it just
Stampede!
so hard to get it to grow that.
Hey! Hi, Joe!
Well then, yeah, then my answer is no.
So Casey is in full Lowe's dad mode again this year, as he decided he's going to try again one more time to grow grass here.
Well, I'm not trying in this section. Like, this section is off limits for me right now. I'm trying to get this to come in real thick so they can go the way they want to go. And then I may try to reattack this portion in the fall. So now that the shelf is done, we're going to get to the lights.
So as you can see on these, the light panel is much bigger than the ones that I previously had. So these are, I got the 2 feet. They also had 4 feet. But frankly, I just don't have anything that's that big. For the racks that we already have mounted in the garage, I've used the clip lights for those. The rack that I already have in the garage has a 1 foot light, which I think that I thought about replacing those with putting these ones on that rack, but frankly, I think that this would just be the better of the two options. So these being 2 feet, I'm going to just mount these here, and that'll be perfect. All right. I think that this was a really good investment. These lights are so much brighter than any of the ones that I have in the garage right now. As you can see, I lowered them using the cable ties, you could call zip ties, whichever. And I'm super happy with that. I am thrilled. So now I am ready for my floret seeds. I am ridiculously excited right now. So this is what we're working with. I feel like this is pretty good, pretty intermediate, I would say. Let's see if I can shift this into a little bit more functional. Let's see. All right, we've got this little area cleaned up a little bit better, and I think this is what we're going to be working with for the spring 2024 and summer even. So let me show you what we got in here so far, because everything seems to be doing really well. These little cosmos, we've got the dahlia double blend, the cosmos seashells blend. I'm excited about that. They're growing really well. Some of these I notice are feeling pretty leggy to me, as you can tell with the cosmos, which they tend to be really tall anyways. But I'm hoping that moving them into this light that's a little bit closer to them will help them out with that. We've already started some of our sunflowers, and these two were some of my favorite varieties last year. We've got the Goldie Honey Bear and the Teddy Bear. And I think I just started these ones yesterday or maybe the day before, so they have not germinated yet. Down here we've got the calendula. Over on this side we've got the purple coneflower, the black swan poppies, and the hollyhock is looking really good. Down at the bottom we've got some snapdragons, carnations, more zinnias. And over here is kind of what I was talking about. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm wondering if this isn't normal from the soil that has like the mushroom blend in it. So these are the snapdragons. We've got the Roseanne 3 brown Lysianthus. This also started on the day that I started the sunflowers. And then over here we've got the flamingo feather celiosas. They're looking really good, as are the straw flowers. And then down here I can't tell if I even put seeds in this, because you can see that not a single one of these asters is growing. But I do have asters here. Hi!
Yes.
He looks tired now.
Huh?
He looks tired now.
Tired. Cold. You go for it.
Are you helping Papa? Oh my gosh.
It's the boy doing yard work.
Oh my goodness. Are you turning into a Lowe's dad already, huh? Then, I also started this the other day. We've got dill, lettuce. Thank you, Daddy.
Restart.
And then more Lysianthus over here, and none of which has sprouted yet. Yeah, what do you see? Don't touch that. Yeah. Hello. All right, as I had already mentioned, I placed a pretty good order Floret Flowers, and this is what I got. So this is what I have so far. I am still waiting on the Celiosa and the Golden Hour zinnias. So I am just completely enamored with the colors here, the variety, the peaches, the blushes, just incredible. Precious metals, we've got the florets here and the dahlias. I'm thrilled about this. They're a little bit smaller, it looks like to me, than, you know, some of the more sought after dahlias, but in any case I think these will be so beautiful in bouquets. I've got the Alpenglow, the Dawn Creek Peach, Victorian Wedding. You guys know I also have a couple of other varieties in here too. I'm really excited about the Cinderella Peach. Those ones to me just look so pretty, and I feel like all of these together is just gonna make some of the most stunning bouquets I've ever seen. I'm also really looking forward to this Celiosa. I've never grown that before, and at first I didn't want to grow any filler flowers, but as I've gotten on, I'm like, you know what? It makes a really well-rounded thing. Because to me, I was thinking like, no, just stunners, just stunners. But the thing is that, yes, they are centerpieces, but you can only really have a centerpiece if you have other things around it to make it stand out. And so that, I kept that at the forefront of my mind. And so I feel like the combination of dahlias, lisianthus, carnations, snapdragons, the celiosas, the different varieties of zinnias, the different colors, the straw flowers, I have some stock, all the different things are just going to make not only a variety of bouquets, but really well-rounded. And I feel, in my mind anyways, just like the most adorable cottagecore bouquets that I've ever seen. My last order from Floret was supposed to be here yesterday and has still not arrived. And I've been checking like constantly, like, where is my order? Like actually checking the mail. I've been so obsessed with the flower side of things. I have not grown a single other thing for the vegetable garden, and I'm like, we'll get there. I think that once I get all these guys and I'm like, okay, we've got these guys started, then I'll really start focusing on the spring, early summer vegetable garden. There really was only a few things that the family really wanted to grow. I had a really good time the other night mapping out the entirety of the garden and like where everything was going to be placed, how we wanted it to look, planting the rows of flowers according to height and how much sunlight everything's going to get. And I try not to get too carried away thinking about how beautiful it's going to be to see the kids walking through the rows and helping me pick flowers. And it's just like a dream come true already, and it hasn't even happened yet. Also feels more special when I think about how much work and dedication Casey has put into building the garden for me. To have this come to life is just so special to me. All right, friends, the last part of my Floret Flower order is finally here. Let's open it up. For real though, this is the last bit of seeds I'm gonna buy for this year. I really like that when you place your order with them, whether it's a big order or a small order, they send you this little booklet here. And if you follow Floret or maybe you're new, they also have several books out on cut flowers, I think on dahlias even. So I really appreciated that they included this in here as well. The photography in here is just beautiful. If you don't know this about me, I used to be a photographer several years ago. And so every time that I look at just photography in general, I feel like I just really appreciate the artistry behind these things. I love how detailed they were, and just like really step by step to encourage people, I think, at any point in your gardening journey, to just set you up for success. They also include, oh, I didn't get it this time. That's odd. Last time I got a little, like a postcard from them as well, which I thought was nice. I didn't get it on this one, but that's okay. All right, so I have the pink chenille ciliosa. I love the way that this one looks like coral, in my opinion, like just like the coral reef. And then we have the vintage rose celosia. Sorry, I keep wanting to pronounce that the other way. This one I just thought was really pretty and like feathery. I think it's gonna go really well with the flamingo feather that I already have. And then lastly, as I told you guys, I had to get the golden hour zinnias on here. I just love that golden hour. Again, I used to be into photography. Like golden hour is just that time. No, baby, no. All right, so let's get to it, because I've got 3 racks here ready to go. I bought the kids some kiwis this week, and they plowed through them, and I thought it would be a nice little experiment to use this as a little greenhouse. I wanted to try it with the tomatoes. Basically like chaos gardening, but in more of like a confined environment. So basically they sprinkled all of the tomato seeds in something like this, and then once they started to sprout and they got a little bit bigger, you put them into the red cups, and as they start to grow, you just keep adding soil to the cups. And so that was my thought here. So we're gonna give that a whirl, and then we'll get started on the rest of our floret. All right, so this is my little treasure chest here of all of my seeds. This row here, I'm not gonna mess with anything that's in here except for these wildflowers that I'll be putting it along the wood line. These are all the vegetables or fruits that I plan to grow, and these are all of the flowers on this side. So I think for this little experiment here, I'm gonna start with the San Marzano tomatoes, because these are the ones I'm most excited to use, as they're really good for making sauce.
No. Juicy.
No, no, no!
I'm not touching that.
I want it. It's covered in
You know,
I
that's a cool tool.
All right, I am planting another set of dahlias. This is the petite florets, and this is the Bee's Choice, so I only got up to here. I also wanted to take some time to show you guys some of the seeds from last year's zinnia harvest. So these are going to be all like different mixed colors, as well as yellow in here. So when you have these, let me show you. So when you grow your zinnias and you let them dry out on the stem, what I learned was that the seeds are right in the middle. And so you'll notice that when you buy a pack of zinnias, they're going to look exactly the same as this. That's basically all it is that we let these obviously be, what is it called? What are bees and butterflies and things like that? What are they called? No, what do they do? No, bees and butterflies, what they... Pollinators, thank you. So they're pollinated, and then you just let the flower dry on the stem, and so now your seeds are good to go. We did that with our zinnias. I also did them with several of our dahlias. So I figure that with some of the extra space I have in these pods, we'll see if we've got anything from these dahlias and see if that works. I've got a few seeds in here, see. I don't know which ones these are from specifically, so it'll just kind of be a toss-up, really. I'll show you even more specifically. So it's not just these like petals in here. So it's not just these petals, it's in between the petals you'll find a seed that looks like this. This is the seed, and these are the little petals. So this is what we're looking for. Oh my! Don't attack me, Godzilla or King Kong. Here's a closer look at what I was talking about. So this is a seed here. Yeah, I'm almost done. And then it kind of comes in a little clump like this. When you're separating it, that's the seed right there. Isn't that cool? Pretty excited to get into this. These will be my second generation dahlias. So I'll have to get in here very thoroughly. All right, friends. So I got another set of dahlias planted today, plus some mystery ones that are second generation, and I've got the Celosia, Vintage Rose, Pink Chanel. I've got our experiment tomatoes going. So we are making really, really good progress for this spring season. I'm thrilled. I feel really, really happy getting my hands in the soil every single day and just coming in here and checking not frantically, you know, you're growing something and it's really exciting. Anyways, the kids are still here playing and I've got to get inside to make dinner. So thanks so much for being here and stick around. Let's see how this goes.